I didn't see you there. Hello, I am Dr. Hannah, and today we are going to be looking at one of my favorite personality disorders, borderline personality disorder. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, number 5, borderline personality disorder is a pervasive pattern of instability of interpersonal relationships, self-image, and affects and is marked by impulsivity. The diagnostic features or symptoms required for a diagnosis of borderline personality disorder are some of the following: frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. No, don't leave me!
I'm just going to the bathroom.
I'll go with you! I'll go with you!
Okay. Okay.
Inappropriate, intense anger or difficulty controlling anger. For example, frequent displays of temper, constant anger, or recurrent physical fights.
Hey Hannah, can I use your...
No! 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 You can't! No! Impulsivity in at least one or two areas that are potentially self-damaging. For example, spending, sex, substance abuse, reckless driving, or binge eating.
Is that normal?
Shut up!
Okay.
Patients with borderline personality disorder exhibit instability through impulsive patterns. They have unregulated emotions. According to the American Journal of Psychiatry, BPD is associated with high incidence of completed suicide, around 10%. Although these actions can be alarming, you don't have there's a good prognosis, because when treated BPD, they often recover over time. Some of the treatments are as followed: dialectical behavioral therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy.
Hey Hannah, how's the treatment going?
It's actually going pretty well. You know, the CBT and DBT stuff's really helping.
Really? Okay.
Thanks. Social cultural factors in BPD are that, like in most Asian cultures, they don't have specific diagnostics for BPD, and so they often get diagnosed with bipolar. In those cases, it can be kind of dangerous because they wouldn't be getting the proper treatment that they need. Oh my gosh! Jacob just wrote me, and he only put one exclamation point on the hay.
Oh my gosh, why are you being so bipolar? Chill.
Some relationship and familial factors of BPD can be that because it's such an unstable disorder, they tend to not really form close bonds with people. And so in those cases, it's really hard for them to have stable relationships. Likewise, in a Columbia study, they found that people with BPD were less likely to be married than the people who didn't have it, later into their 30s and 40s. And so it can really affect relationships and also families, because sometimes families don't know what they can do, and so it can be really difficult, and a lot of misunderstanding goes on because the family wants to do something, but they don't know how. Well, aside from getting treatment from professionals, what else can people do? Well, for friends and family members, according to a study done by the psychiatric hospital in Gauteng, they found that family members usually felt disempowered, and because they didn't know what BPD was, they couldn't understand. So to help family members, the researchers recommended that family members start to grow within themselves first. That they'll be able to have a positive look to caregiving. Also, that they could read up about books about BPD and figure out more, because as the study concluded, Knowledge and skills will empower family members to manage their own mental health more effectively, as well as their relatives diagnosed with BPD. More knowledge about BPD, the understanding and implications of the diagnosis, treatment, and care is needed from mental health care professionals and service providers. The best way that family and friends can support the relatives with BPD is by knowing how to care for themselves and be well educated about BPD. Thank you.